Beware of the expat bubble. Today we discuss. One of the things that makes me laugh, and actually one of the reasons why I have a business on the first place, is when I see these particular rankings of best cities to live, the most livable cities that you see from like Mercer, Gallup, The Economist. They prepare, they have their own rankings of the best cities throughout the world, and usually is Helsinki or Vancouver or Vienna or a city like that. That, by the way, those are nice cities. And actually, personally, I was very close to moving to Vancouver many years ago. Thank God that didn't happen. So, good call on that. Well, anyways, these cities are actually beautiful. I'm not saying nothing. I have nothing against Helsinki. And if you want to live in Helsinki, or if you're watching this video from Helsinki, well, good for you. I mean, just not my cup of tea, but beautiful city indeed. So that's not the issue. The issue is that these particular rankings that come, The Economist or Mercer or some random travel blog, something like that, usually come from expats and their thoughts. What happens with most of the expats, not all, by the way, not at all, but a significant cohort of the expats, is that usually these people, the expat, quote unquote, the traveler, the migrant, let's put it like this, that goes from a Western country to another country, usually other Western country, that's why we have these rankings in the first place. And they live on a very particular bubble. First, most of them are employees of a multinational company. That cool on that. I mean, not saying that's a bad thing. So usually have a very good salary, good for them. Usually a salary that is equally or better compared to their home country. But compared, for instance, in the United States, that usually get paid equally or more compared to the United States, a good salary. And also, but in this particular, market, the people don't get those salaries. Even in places, for instance, comparing United States with rich European countries and their capitals, still the salaries, the salaries even for expats and, white collar professionals are not as good. So they also stay on a particular area of the city for expats or for a very high middle class area, luxurious, usually with a gated community, something like that. That I think is a good thing, by the way, saying anything against that. Also, most of their particular social dynamics goes around an expat bubble that is going to work or their workplace on that particular city, particular country, and then mingle with families that are also expats, and also they go to this, mixing events, things like. By the way, I've been in a bunch of those mixing events. That's why first, getting the boots on the ground. And by the way, I had a cool time, and I have met a bunch of great people on those mixing events for expats and that kind of thing. So, by the way, it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. However, the issue that I see is that the intel that they provide is not accurate and is based just on this particular very narrow society within the expat bubble. So the end result is that these particular people are the ones that provide the reviews and the values and so on for these particular publications of the best cities of the world, Helsinki, Vancouver, Vienna, places like that. And what happens is, of course, you're going to have a great standard of living on a city where you are earning several times the median salary, you live on the best area, you most likely don't speak the language, the local language, you don't interact that much with the rest of the society, and the end result is that you are gonna get a terrible intel of such country. Also, what happens is that you leave a lot on the table regarding the actual boots on the ground knowledge that you might gather on different countries, and this particular intel is regarding investment, also, of course, society overall, or whatever is going to be your main goal that you want to accomplish, regardless if you're watching this, you're an investor, you're a traveler, digital nomad, an entrepreneur, whatever might be the case, that cuts you from valuable information. And that's the biggest thing that you have to be aware if you are on this particular expat bubble. So at the end of the day, if you want to do something in Helsinki, well, please watch those particular reviews, because I mean, according to those particular, lists and rankings of the best cities, of course, Helsinki is the best place on the world. Everyone should move to Helsinki or Vancouver or Vienna. Good places, nothing against that. However, you are leaving a lot on the table for different projects in order to get alpha from different markets all over the world. So the end result is that if you are a entrepreneur, investor, traveler, digital nomad, and you don't want to leave anything on the table, stop listening these particular expat bubble reviews. And if you are someone from the expat bubble, by the way, this is nothing, I'm not saying anything bad against you, something like that. It's very cool, actually, very good for you. Usually the people on the expat bubble have usually very skillful people that are very valuable for their company, usually a multinational, or maybe just an entrepreneur that is not that much of a risk taker. They just want to take care of business and that's it. And very cool on that. So no hate on anyone. Actually, very cool for you. You're having this particular, a very cool experience, life experience of, if you live in Helsinki or a place like that. So good for you. Nothing against that. But the main issue is that cuts you from valuable information. Thank you for watching Continental Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. And if you want to work with us, continentalinsider.com. Thanks again, and have a nice day.